I'm so proud to have my guest right now be my friend, to call her my friend. Erin Porter has been a guest on Know the Cause several times through the years. You first met me on a television screen, and I was talking about
Yes.
mold causing sinus problems, and you said, aha, because tell your history. You had been through so many office visits, so much money,
Yeah.
and so many antibiotics.
So much money.
Yeah,
When I
I'll
think
bet.
about how much money
How
I've
much?
spent.
Did you ever add it up?
I've tried, definitely six figures, I would say. Of,
Over 100,000.
Since I'm a teenager. Yeah, I would say so.
Why? Why? What was wrong? Why did you keep going to doctors?
That was the million-dollar question for 25 years. What is wrong? It started with asthma, allergies, and then I told you I moved into that moldy apartment in Manhattan at 18, and it started as a sinus infection that would not go away. Year after year, I'm still taking antibiotics for the sinus infection that won't go away. But through those years, I also started getting heart arrhythmias and nerve pain, and Epstein-Barr kept coming back over and over, and reflux so severe, I've told you in the past, that there were sores on my esophagus. And I could go on and on. I have a lot of things wrong with me, but I did not connect them. I thought they were all separate issues. And I think the two biggest things that really helped me was finding your show, because you were talking about sinus infections, and I've been 25 years still dealing with mine, and asking for that culture, and actually getting that positive culture and being able to start, okay, it is. So I got my diagnosis finally, and then I realized that can cause heart arrhythmias, mold can cause, so I thought, okay, here we go. And then I started getting testing, and it became really exciting. I just became a researcher. And
Do you today, now she's written a book called Eat, Pray, and Get Well that expands on everything she's saying right now and much more. In the limited time we have, retrospectively, do you now think that viruses, Epstein-Barr virus, HPV virus, HIV virus, do you think these things can be activated by mold? Do you think the sinus problems, the heart arrhythmias that you had, all the tick, syndrome, the Lyme disease, do you think all of that is mold related in some way?
Absolutely. I think once you get, your immune system is assaulted by mold. And I've heard so many doctors say, if you have mold, you have Lyme, you have Epstein-Barr, you have all of these going on at the same time, go for the mold first. Wow. Take care of the mold first so you have a fighting chance against that Lyme, against that Epstein-Barr. And I just found out I was diagnosed with Lyme 3 months ago. And thank God my body and my immune system is in the place that it is, because I have nothing against antibiotics. I decided not to go that route with my Lyme. I'm treating it herbally, and it's almost gone. I don't even fit the CDC requirements according to the Western blot test anymore. But I think about all the people who, these co-infections, they go hand in hand, and if you don't deal with the mold and you have all of these infections and you're still living in a moldy house, it's going to be really hard, really hard to get well.
You expound on the stress early in your life. Do you think stress impeded your immune system enough?
Oh, sure.
We know that mycotoxins impede your immune system, but if you were a sitting duck.
Yes. I talk about that in the book. So I had emotional healing to do as well from a difficult childhood. And then I have interesting interviews, not just you in that book, but Tommy Rosa, who had a near-death experience, says he met Jesus and gave him health revelations to keep healthy here on earth. One of them, and he says, Jesus says, our emotional state is so tied with our physical state. There's no escaping it. You have to heal yourself all the way around.
There's an entire field called psychoneuroimmunology. What you set out to do was treat this systemic mold problem, first requesting that a doctor do a test that he didn't know anything about. That came back positive. Then what you have to do, folks, is both kill it and starve it. Mold eats. If it doesn't get pasta and bread and a beer and a glass of wine, it begins to leave you, and it's going to make your life miserable. Is that what you found out?
Oh yeah, and that's all I ate. So not only was I ill, I was eating McDonald's twice a day. I was hitting my vending machine. Yep. The vending machine at work was usually, my breakfast. So it was horrendous, my diet. I was just feeding it and taking the antibiotics and feeding it with antibiotics. So.
Welcome to medicine circa 2021. A must read. Eat, Pray, Get Well. The story of how one person did it, and I can attest to this after 50 years in this field, many more can do it also. Thank you for
Thanks,
coming.
Doug. Thanks for having me.
How I wish I could be a little tiny guy on Hal's Sprattlin's shoulder and hear what he hears on that phone every day. Keto Med is a hit. Thank you, Alan, for that. Thank you, Larry and Hal, for coming in today. By the way, that bottle is about a foot tall, loaded with good nutrition. Thank you for coming in. Erin Porter, I always love having her on this show. She's kind of taken my work, accentuated it in her book, Eat, Pray, and Get Well. Her second edition is now on the market. And then sugar cravings. I wonder how many of us think, well, it's just me. I can't help but crave sugar. Now you know. It's probably not you. It's probably a living organism in your body demanding sugar to thrive. God bless you, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.